Roy Paasch of Elkhorn, and I'm Patsy Schmidt of Elkhorn, and we're just going to have a little talk about Roy and his life in the Elkhorn area. Roy has spent much of his life in the rural, all of his life in the rural area, and what would you say, how far, like you were born where? North?
I was born in the house where I grew up lived there till, well, I should have get this written down, but I was born in that house and lived on the farm, and then I bought a farm a mile away and moved there in '77. So I lived in that home place no, that ain't quite true. When did I move to? See, I don't know.
Yeah, but what year were you born?
29.
1929.
I born
1929, and you lived there until you married.
Yep, and then I got married in 51.
51, and you still lived in that same home?
Yep.
With your wife, and you had how many children? David and Calvin?
Five. Catastrophes in some of them.
Sure.
And
But, and then in 77, you bought the...
I bought it sooner than that, and then I moved in 77. So I stayed in the home place, and then they sold that, or our family sold it.
Right. And the school that you went to was right next to the farm that you lived in.
Yes, it was just from our line fence. It was about 3 blocks to get there, to walk.
Right.
And I walked it consistently.
Until you went all the way through the 8th grade there?
Yes, I got some notes here.
Yeah, you went.
I started there, I don't know what year, but I went with the school and went through all 8 grades. And I had the same teacher from day 1 till I got done. And I had one boy that was in the same class. Yeah, Donnie Noyes, and he went the same 8 years.
That you did. How many kids were in that school?
There was approximately 30. I can't quite just remember exactly now, but I talked to John Hrvatich, and he said there was 35, and I think it's been going down from where it used to be.
Yeah.
And when I
But that one teacher taught all the grades. Did you have a kindergarten?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not back in, well, when did I start school? About 35, 36.
Okay. And you didn't have a kindergarten, but you went all the way through the 8th grade with pretty much all those same kids. Of course, as they got into the 8th grade, then they would come into Elkhorn.
That's right. Or go to
Waterloo or
wherever they moved away to, but I was one of the ones that stayed there. And but we knew all our neighbors.
Sure. And your mother's maiden name was what?
Vilwalk.
She was a Vilwalk. And the Vilwalks were very instrumental. Like the Vilwalks built, well, he was inventor. They had, I think he built the city hall. One of the Vilwalk names built the Elkhorn City Hall that was turned into a library and things like that. I remember reading in the history book that it was. So that was your mother's side of the family. She was a Vilwalk. And your dad, how did he get here to Elkhorn?
Well, he come over with his dad from Germany, and I don't know what year. And
did he come to Omaha, the area, Nebraska, and then meet your mother here?
Yeah.
Was your father always a farmer?
Yep.
Always farm?
My dad rented the place that he was on. Oh, I could have brought some more stuff that would have been, but I got it down right there. He bought the farm, or he rented the farm from Patrick for years, and then one year Patrick got older and he sold it to my dad and got for, see, I don't know exactly, like $200 an acre, and somehow my dad and mom got the money and had a real hard time.
Yeah.
You don't know what a dollar was.
Yeah. Well, you were talking to him here when you were saying, what was it, got 5 cents for...
All right. When I went to school, my brother did too. All my brothers and sisters, all 9 kids went to the same school consistently.
Yeah.
And Robert, my brother, he was a little bit older than I did, and he went up and started, the fire in the morning.
Oh,
And then when he got out of school, then I was next in line, so I could walk there. And I started the fire in the morning at, say, not knowing exact, 8:30 or before that. And then I got a nickel a morning, and at the end of the week I had a quarter. Now think how,
that's a lot of
yeah,
money.
that was,
For you, it was a lot
more
of money.
like, that quarter was more important than $20 today.
Sure.
And
And so you started the fire every morning? And like who filled the water? Didn't you guys,
Yeah.
you had
we'll
water?
get to that.
Okay.
But all right, but same teacher and all this, and then the water, we had to go out to the, there was no.
Indoor plumbing?
No,
It was all
no,
out.
but they had lights.
Oh,
and
you
we
had
didn't
electricity.
They had electricity at the school, but not in my house, not in where
Where
I'm
you
at,
lived.
not where we lived.
Mm-hmm.
We got lights in there in 45, but they had lights, electric lights in the school.
And you were only 2 blocks away from the school.
Well, 3 blocks.
3 blocks
I don't
away
know.
from the school, and you didn't have electricity till 45, but yet when you went in the 30s to school, they had electricity already.
Yes, but they had it coming up from Noises Road down,
Okay.
that's a half a mile, and then this road to the east, they put it in, because I remember that because my brother Clarence come home from the service in 45, and we were just getting lights.
Oh.
But we didn't have, we had electricity, but we
But
had
no indoor plumbing of any kind, so you had to go out and,
you had to pump water by hand, and we had a windmill, and got our water. When the windmill didn't run that day, we pumped water by hand for
Sure.
the cattle.
so that was in school, and like,
Well,
how long did you go to school? From like 8:30 in the morning till, and did you bring along a lunch?
all right, all the kids brought their lunch. You know,
Okay.
they went for miles and kids brought them, but I
Sure.
was close, and I had to walk home, and I was very different, or I wanted to carry my lunch too,
Sure.
and sit with the rest of the kids,
Yeah.
but it didn't, so I went home for dinner. And I walked home, and that was,
But at school lasted till like what, about 3 in the afternoon?
I think, from 9 to 4.
9 to 4. Oh. So when you went at 8:30, you had to get there early
Well,
to,
the bell rang at 9, it's
Oh.
good to
and you really did have a bell that you rang outdoors? Did you guys ever go out, I mean, like was the flag ever inside the school, or did you have a flagpole outside?
We had a flagpole outside, and the bigger kids would go out and put it up. And that was my job as I got older. When I got to the 7th or 8th grade or something, and put it on there and even pulled it. I don't know if I could do it today, but we did
Yeah,
it then,
yeah.
and it was nice.
That was one of your jobs in the morning and school?
Well,
Yeah.
whenever,
Did the school teacher live at a neighboring farm, or did she?
no, she lived in Elkhorn,
Oh, she did. And what was her name?
Miss Kerner.
Kerner. So-
So some people in Elkhorn should remember her.
The Kerner name, yeah. The
Yes.
Kerners were like,
Caroline Kerner.
yeah, okay, so Melinda Kerner used to be the drugstore lady. Was that her sister?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. The Kerners were original pioneers of Elkhorn.
Yeah, but
They-
back in them days, there wasn't very many, because the Paasches and the Billwalks, wherever, because Grandpa Paasch lived right down on this side of the viaduct.
Yes.
And then Grandpa lived, well, he got, Grandpa Billwalk come and somehow owned a farm 192nd and Dodge, and that's where he lived. And my dad, my grandpa, he owned a farm where the golf course is now. That was,
Indian Creek?
yeah, way back in the field there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my grandpa farmed lived.
Mm-hmm.
And then Uncle Johnny lived there, and then Grandpa Billbuck moved to town. That's the first time I seen him when I went to town, and Uncle Johnny lived there. And
Do you ever remember when you were in school any really bad snowstorms like we had this past couple of weeks? Did you have the weather? Did it play a scary part? I mean, did the teacher ever have to come home and stay at your family?
yes,
Oh, she did.
well, 1 or 2 of them did.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, and the roads were, they
Oh,
weren't
when-
gravel, they were,
Yeah, but when the
Dirt.
snow blowed shut like this, they had a snow plow, and he couldn't
Yeah.
get through it.
was it a horse one?
No,
It was a motorized.
yeah, but, well, what year it was, 35 or 36, why, then they couldn't get the road open, and the snow plows come, and they couldn't, so they, from Higgins's Hill down to Winterburn's down there, why, they scooped that out with shovels,
Oh.
or part of it. It wasn't
So
big.
that's the Mount Michael Road?
Yeah,
Mount-
this way from Mount Michael Road.
216th now.
Yeah, that's where I live.
Yeah, yeah.
And then,
And you've lived then at 216th there? You've lived there since 1977 and farmed?
yep,
Okay.
and I farmed the home place then until they sold it, and then I,
Now, like, you're married to,
Marion Thompson,
okay,
I married her in 51,
51. And so then you had 5 children and 3 of them,
are still with us.
3 of us, yeah, right. Okay, so, Roy, like I said, he's been a lifelong resident of the whole community in the sense that
Oh.
although you went to church in Elkhorn
Yep.
at Bethany?
That's me. When I started, well, first years we didn't go to church. I don't think, or I didn't, back in, when I was, well, 14 or 15, I barely got to town.
Oh, okay,
Well,
so,
I can tell you a story about that too, but when we went to, they had free shows in Elkhorn right where barber shop is today, up that hill, and my mom would give me a nickel, and we'd go there once a week if the weather's good and everything to watch the movie, and you had a nickel to go down to Malik's and get a ice cream cone. And boy, was that a specialty.
yes. So that was your journeys into town. Now, like, did you guys come, when you came to Elkhorn, did you already have a car most of the time? A pickup
Yeah,
or?
but I remember riding into town with a wagon to get something, and that was kind of nice. And then on the way home, the wind come up and it got cold. My dad got out and walked inside the road, and then I froze and I was crying. And before I got home,
How many miles is that really? It's about what?
well, when they went to town, then they went down west and around for some reason to get.
Oh,
It was further yet.
yeah, she went down around that hill by the Prospect Hill Cemetery, is that what
Yeah.
you're saying? And then came up to your place that way? Rather
One way or
than,
another. There's 2 ways you could go to
Yeah.
Waterloo. You went west of our place and this way, but that was a long time ago.
yeah, yeah.
But,
But, like, we're up to like in the 30s where you say there was terrible drought. Did Elkhorn experience drought really bad
I
then
think
too?
so too.
And the grasshoppers,
Yes.
that way when you were farming, that
Well, I wasn't. Well,
you were helping your
I
dad.
was on the farm, but
Yeah. Because you went from like, when you picked corn by hand.
oh, yes. We picked every ear, if you'd know what, every ear and throw it on a wagon. And your mules, or we had mules consistently, and everybody else had horses. But
Here's, I don't know if you can get that on there, but he was picking corn.
well, no, that's plowing.
That's Robert.
That's my brother. He was 2 or 3.
Okay.
We took him and I took over the farm with my brother's guidance and kept the farm going, and we somehow made enough money to get it paid off and ended up owning it.
This is in 1944,
Yep,
the last year of farming with mules.
yep.
So the war is already on, and yet, you know,
Well, we farmed more years after that with them because we didn't get we had a tractor in 47.
47.
Then things were,
So you remember Elkhorn when we had 2 implement dealers, John Bowles and Dankers Implements?
and they
What
could
type of tractor did you start out with? What?
well, some old clunker that we couldn't do it, but H tractor. Otherwise, we went out and my dad planted corn with 2 mills and 2 rows and planted 8 acres a day or 7. That was all day.
Sure.
Went up and picked our ears out of the corn bin, the best ones, and took them home or out of the corn crib and shelled them. And that was our seed corn.
Okay, Roy, today you farm with huge combines, tractors, the whole thing.
They're big according to them.
How many acres can you plant of corn today? You're saying 8 acres maybe was maximum
Yeah,
back then?
And then you had good going.
And you were good
You
going?
can plant 80 acres in a short after if you got good going.
Sure. 80 acres in an afternoon you can get, so you 10 times what you,
Oh, probably
you know.
more than that.
More than that. Yeah, if you got a good,
And then you can work with the mules. You had to stop. Now you can get on a tractor and you can go from.
and the comfort of sitting in
Oh.
a cab as opposed to,
But at first there weren't no cabs.
Oh, when you first started farming with the mechanized stuff, there
Oh,
wasn't
then we had a 2 rows, and I had a 2-row planter when I started back in, well, what year did I start? About 51, or I got married, and then I worked at home for nothing, a little bit of spending money, and that was it. And then when I got married, then Mom said we'll turn it around, and I'll get my share, and she'll get her rent.
Sure.
And it went through that till then.
And your parents, your father died first?
Yeah, he died, well, he was halfway sick when he was precious anemic, and he couldn't hardly, he could work, but then he went downhill, and then he died at 43.
And then your mother lived to?
96.
Wow.
Yeah, so
You had her a long
I'll,
time.
maybe I'll take after her.
Yes, that'd be great. But so all that hard work is really, it wasn't really detrimental unless you were maybe struck with some kind of illness besides, like your father. But your mother, she evidently had good health all those years and worked hard. That's before.
Oh, she had
the washing machines, the hard work,
she
the
went out and
labor.
milked cows and did this, and her washing, and she had to heat the water. First, she had to carry the water in, heat it on the stove, and put it in a tub. And then I got the, what do you call, a washboard today. It's about that long with ring through it, and she'd wash like this at first. I don't think she washed my clothes twice.
No. But hung them outdoors, or?
Oh, yes.
Wintertime must have been heck for housekeeping type things, because
clotheslines, the snow would blow under them, and
yeah.
and, I think maybe she hung a lot of them across the kitchen or chairs or something.
And you had all the chores to help around the farm, like you say you had cows to milk.
Well,
and
back right away when Dad died, then we still had cows. And Robert was a little bit older, and we had a milk machine, and we milked the cows and put it in a 10-gallon milk can, and cooled it in this, and the milkman would come.
Pick it up.
Just think, 10 gallons of cans, and probably had 2 or 3 cans a day, and put a stringer on and drain it, and they'd pick it up every day when the roads couldn't get through.
7 days a week. I mean, you guys didn't have a break.
Yeah, but then some days the roads were shut, and we hauled it over to Celsus Corner or there, or Noises sometimes.
So they could be picked up, otherwise
Otherwise,
it
we
would
dumped
go.
it out.
Yeah, you had to dump it out.
And,
Did you have a lot of fun when you were a kid? Do you remember the fun that you had? I mean, you know, it was a lot of work, and you had school. School was probably it was a lot more fun, you know.
Well, that's the only time we got, and then we got quite a bit of company, but not too much either, because it took to go to Uncle Johnny's out at the Sheriff or someplace. That was a trip.
Yeah. Not today, not a 15,
Oh, now
20
you
minute
can go
drive.
to any place.
Yeah, any place. So, what's the very first thing you ever remember as a kid?
I don't know. About a puppy in the house, I guess, or whatever.
Okay.
No, that was we had a puppy in the house, and it was just like one of the family, and that was good. But
Yeah. So you guys had like little animals too at the
we had
home,
animals, but cats didn't get in the house.
Cats
But,
didn't in the house,
We had a
but,
couple
yeah.
dogs all our time.
Do you remember well, we talked a little bit about the drought
Oh,
and the terrible winters that we had.
Remember going up to the snow fence, which was 4 feet high, and the snow was higher than that.
Yeah. Because the kids today are looking at this last couple weeks. We haven't had a storm like this. They've probably never realized how bad,
No.
It really was. And it was a lot worse because we didn't have the mechanism we have today to clean roads and...
But we had to pick all these ears of corn, and it was little nubbins because the corn only made like 30 or 40 bushel. Now it makes 100 or 150.
A lot of labor, but not a lot of reward back then.
And then when you picked it on the wagon, then you had to scoop it off with a shovel and throw it in the corn crib. They did that after supper, but it was, I don't know. But, nowadays it's...
Oh yeah, everything's fun. Well, what's the biggest change in your life that you think
When I got
major?
married.
When you got married, that was the biggest change personally, yeah.
Well,
but,
no, but...
what's been the best invention since you?
Well, to get a corn picker, but that went kind of slow. You went to a corn picker that took 2 rows, mounted on a tractor, and put it along, the ears come out in the
And in the back.
wagon and then unload that. But now the combine goes down the field and you just drive it, and when it all works, why then you drive up and push a thing out, and it comes out and puts it in the truck, and you could haul it to town or otherwise haul it home, and you got an auger at home and you hoist the truck up with another tractor.
Yeah. So, in other words, like one person, or you and your son, can do the work of what? How many men? A lot of men.
Back then you farmed 80 acres, or, well, most farmers I think lived on a farm, had some sons to help them, and
Sure.
daughters or either way, and
Now you need a lot more ground, but you don't need the manpower that you
I
needed
think
back
I
then.
could farm 500 acres each, and I could farm 160,
Oh,
or
sure.
about the same, I don't know.
What's the first car you ever owned?
Mine, I bought a new car when I was 49. I was 20 years old. And I worked out between and somehow or another, but a new car then cost like $2,000. And well, I finally, and I did, and
Saved and scrimped and got your, and that's before you're married, so you had a car
Yeah,
before you
yeah.
got married,
and when I was 20 years old, I went up to, I'll say Washington, and bought insurance on it. And he said, "How old are you?" I said, "I'm 20." And he said, "Well, you'll be 20 again in a couple months." He said, "All right, I'll write it out," and charged me $6 for 6 months. That's how much it was. But and I drove that car back and forth, and I think I gave it away or something at 100,000.
100,000 miles on it.
And then I got another car in between, or
Yeah.
But-
But do you remember the winter of '49? Was it as bad here in Elkhorn as it was, you know, the whole state really in '49 was really a bad winter, 1949.
yeah. But more or less, I must not didn't have to get out or something, so you don't notice it.
Of course, in the winter, there isn't as a lot of labor unless you got animals.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. You know, that's right. Right now, got no livestock or nothing. So in the morning, I can get up and just say it's too cold outside and stay in.
Right.
But back when I was milking cows in '55, or all for 25 years, you didn't look at nothing. You got up the morning and a little bit earlier, put your hat and coat and overshoes and went out to the barn. And your cows were inside at first, and then I had so many after a while that they all slept outside, and sometimes they had their kitties froze.
Yeah.
And you fed them. And then after 3 days like this, with a storm like this, where'd you grind corn to get the ground corn? But today, you couldn't get to the grinder like now, and then too. And it was, I don't know how I managed.
Survived, huh? But you've really lived maybe within 2 miles or a mile of where you were born? You've lived your entire life?
I was born over there, and I think it's a mile, just a little bit over a mile. Well, it's half a mile, about a mile. And that's where I live now for 74 years.
74 years. Can you imagine? But you've traveled all over. You've gotten out of Elkhorn and Nebraska.
Well, when I was young, that'd be something good to talk about. Well, then I used to go to Dutch Hall,
Sure.
and you can't.
Dancing and
Oh, and I loved it.
entertainment.
No, I went to dances, and the girls, and you'd dance with them. You never saw them before, and you'd dance with them, and they'd line up, and we'd just peck them away, and then went down to 13th and Sokol.
In
That was
Omaha.
Sokol Hall, and I could drive down there. It's just so nice, and now I'd get lost. It couldn't
To go down there, yeah, in
Well,
Omaha.
no, but Omaha is so congested now that I
Yeah.
drive to Glenwood or down someplace, all right.
Did you ever haul your cattle down to South Omaha for?
No, I didn't have a truck, but I did, all right, I worked for Gotch Brothers before I was married, or right when I got married, and I hauled for them before I was milking at first, so then I hauled grain and for the farmers just like this for Pat and Bob, and
Yeah,
Everything
because
was
we were,
going
Omaha,
good.
yeah.
And then when I got done, I just got married, and then I come in from hauling corn. They said, "Well, you can't go home yet. You got to haul a load of cattle to the stockyards." So then I thought that wasn't a very good idea for a guy just got married. So then I kind of quit that, and then, well, that's only happened maybe once, but I did.
Did haul that as an extra job or whatever.
Well, then I was only farming 120 acres.
So you had time to
Yep.
maybe do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When I started milking, then I tied up for.
Did the Gotches have feedlots around here that they fed cattle, that they had it ready to go?
Sure.
Okay.
Right up here in town, where I turned around here, but right up
By
here.
maintenance building up
Well,
there?
right up the same place it is. I
Mhm.
haul corn up there till just when they even quit.
Oh, they bought the corn that you raised to feed the cattle.
Yes.
And then they, see, Omaha was what, one of the largest livestock
Yep. Oh.
in the whole United States. It's where all the cattle, so you've seen a lot of that. I mean,
I
and
should have wrote down what I got for a load of corn. You know
Oh.
what corn was worth, and I don't remember, but it didn't cost so much to raise it either.
yeah, as it does today with the
Oh.
chemicals. Has that been a big thing, the chemical change?
Oh, I don't think they could farm without chemicals and weed stuff,
You couldn't today.
but it cost
A
quite
lot
a
of
bit.
money.
It costs a lot of money to start. When I get done planting and everything, I'll have quite a few dollars an acre out there.
Invested and left to Mother Nature, whether
That's
you
right.
get the
If it
rain.
don't rain, we dry out. Well, most people carry insurance and
Sure.
that sort of do.
Yeah.
But you can lose a crop of beans in 10 minutes, which I did first
You-
a couple of years ago.
You did. Hail or?
Hail. It just come up and boom in the wind, and it was hailed out 100. We never saw nothing like it in 7 years.
But you've loved farming, haven't you?
I still do.
And you love, I mean, all the perils that go with farming.
Yep.
You still,
But,
you
I
wouldn't
don't-
trade it for anything else, huh?
well, you get satisfaction when it turns out good anyhow.
Sure, you do. But it takes a lot to, you got hailed out in 10 minutes and you still, next year, you're gonna have another
Yep.
crop and you're gonna keep on a going
Yep.
and you love it. You're your own boss.
Well, but still, if it's Sunday and that beans or stuff is ready, I think you better go if you possibly can, or I missed a lot of my kids'
School activities,
school,
huh?
all of them.
Mm,
So now Calvin says, well, why don't you come down and watch it? Well, I didn't watch him because I was in the barn, and you started at, say, 5:30, 6 o'clock, and you got done at 8, or then get someplace, and sometimes,
yeah. Is there anything else that you wanna share with us about Elkhorn or?
well, I could, yeah, see, my grandpa Bill bought a farm over there, and Grandpa Paasch bought one up, whichever, north of town. You'd be surprised how many of them married,
Neighbor?
Paasch's married Vilwalks.
Oh,
I should have written it down, and I'd have said, I think there's 3, and this and forth, back and forth. But that's, well,
but are they all German, that Vilwalk and Paasch are both
I
German
think so. But
nationalities?
see now, Paasch has married a Fallon, and Sells has married a Winterburn. I gotta be exact here, but now, here's something that you won't come up. I got a neighbor for 75 years.
The same neighbor,
All right, Henry Winterburn was born in this house down the hill from
yes.
me, and, well, he's 2 or 3 years older than I am, and I'll be 75, and then that 75 years with the same neighbor, which
Yeah.
I think it's a record now already, but, and we got along with him day one, and we
You have ever since.
still go down there and have a cup of coffee or whatever, and,
Yeah. It's been a great life for you and Marion, hasn't it?
well, I think otherwise, but we never moved in, I moved once in my life.
Yeah.
And, well, so be it, I guess.
Yeah.
But, no, I'm, well, the bad days and good days,
Sure.
but,
But the good days outnumber them? The satisfactions that you've gotten out of
Well-
farming and your family?
but farming is so big, now we're talking about
Sure.
farming, is so big. I mean,
Because one time they were saying there was only like 5 farm families in the whole school district left,
oh, yeah,
because Elkhorn School District is so, these kids, they probably all live on land that were once farms, over by the Dankers and farms that were here.
even if you go up the road where I live now, Well, I still live out on the farm. My neighbor up the road does. Otherwise, they're all, and the houses are popping up now, zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah, like mushrooms all over the place.
Well, so be it, but what's gonna happen in the next 5 years, I don't know. It's gonna look,
The landscape's really changing. You're gonna lose your farm ground. You know,
yeah, it won't be farm ground, and I hate to think that someday I'm gonna get up and look at the beautiful sunrise this morning and see houses all
the
there.
way, rather than a field of corn or soybeans or.
Well,
Mhm.
well, in my place, I can see it come right over the horizon, and many people in town never see the sun. They can't.
Yeah, as it actually comes up over a hill.
And I see the sun go down too behind the bluffs, and
Yeah, sounds like a really neat spot.
oh, them bluffs are.
That's where the original pioneers all lined up along those bluffs.
But them bluffs that were really cheap or good for nothing, and now they're worth
Lots of money.
a good homestead up on that hill. I don't know what it would bring.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much
Well,
for visiting with us. Is
No.
that, you think that's about enough that you'd be
well, it's
interested in?
about farming, but back in them, it's, well, you usually were good friends with your neighbors, and then you end up, or a lot of them, not in mine when I got older, but there's quite a few I could have wrote down, how many of them married within,
A couple
2
miles,
miles.
yeah, of one another.
I could figure it out now, it'd take me a little bit, but no,
Yeah.
but I had hardly ever been sick in my life out there. And we had a dug well and you pumped the water out and it beat through, and we hardly ever got sick.
Yeah,
And today I'm lucky, I guess,
Yeah.
but
yeah, you're very blessed. Have a long, good life,
well,
sounds like.
yeah, disappointed, but
Yeah,
I was, oh, and we got out of school on picnic day, every farmer, they all come. Well now, and we knew them all, and the parents would play ball with
kids too?
and then the young kids would throw their dad out. They'd miss it, and I'd say, well, somebody would say you missed it on purpose, so we got a kick out of it. Then we had ice cream, and everybody would bring something to eat, and had pies.
Yeah,
And that was the best thing about school, I think. Waiting for the,
school picnic at the end of the year, huh?
yeah. But
And
it
the
was-
get together with all the
and,
neighboring,
Christmas program, we had a program, and all the kids had something to say, had a little
A part.
verse. And the smaller ones got up and said Merry Christmas, and the bigger ones had a regular thing, and, well, Miss Kerner was, well, I don't, no, she was a
a
special.
great teacher,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, she really was. She was a graduate of Elkhorn High School.
Yep.
So, she probably never went to college. She probably graduated from
I
Elkhorn
don't
and,
think we heard of college back.
yeah, she came and she taught all you kids in the country school, District 41.
No,
Is it
she-
always?
Now, this picture was taken on I don't know if they could blow that one up, but this is taken 1947. Be the last where we used to plant our oats and have a binder and chalk them up out in the field and put them on racks and then throw them, and then you'd hire a trash machine to come, and that's all our neighbors, all of them.
So you'd all work together.
Yeah, well, we had to hire the trash machine guy, but all the neighbors we hauled, well, we helped Celsius and they helped us. And
Sure,
our
you all helped
bodies,
one
we all
another.
went over to help when you're thrashing, you just thrash them, and
Had great meals.
yep. These old women on the farm, they really good old home cooking there.
Well, thank you very
Well,
much.
I sure
Enjoyed it.
I could've, well, I ain't too good at this, but
No, hey,
this is the
just
first
fine.
time, so I.
Yeah, just fine.
Yeah,
just
but that's the way my life was run, and now it's.
It's quite mechanized and it's definitely 2004.
Yes, but it's, well, if you're a farmer today, it wasn't then. Now you could go out and start the tractor and it starts and.
Back then it didn't
Yeah.
always do that.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you very much, Roy.